Did you know some in Hiroshima received a warning before the atomic bomb fell? American planes dropped leaflets over the city, urging people to leave. The message was vague, no mention of a new, unimaginable weapon. Most residents used to air raid alarms and previous leaflets stayed. The government downplayed the threat, urging people to remain and support the war effort. The warnings, meant to save lives, became lost in the noise of war and propaganda. Imagine reading a leaflet promising destruction, looking around at your home, your family, and wondering if you should abandon everything. For Hiroshima's people, this was reality in the days before August 6, 1945. The warning was a whisper against the roar of war, a whisper soon drowned out by the loudest sound humanity had ever created. The leaflets are a powerful reminder. History is shaped not just by big events, but by small moments of confusion and fear. The story of the warnings is one of communication breakdown and human psychology under extreme pressure. It highlights the helplessness of ordinary people caught in the gears of global conflict. Even with a warning, the unimaginable remained just that. Unimaginable. The tragedy of Hiroshima was set in motion long before the bomb fell. The leaflets, now a footnote, force us to look deeper, beyond the mushroom cloud, into the hearts of those who lived beneath it. In the end, the warnings were not enough. The city's fate was sealed by forces far beyond its control. The paper cranes of warning fluttered down, but could not change what was to come. This overlooked detail adds a layer of tragedy to the story. It reminds us that history is filled with complex human moments, and sometimes even a warning cannot prepare us for what's next. August 6, 1945 began like any other day in Hiroshima. Clear skies, people heading to work and school. At 8:15 a.m., the Enola Gay released a single bomb, Little Boy. In 43 seconds, a blinding flash created a second sun in the sky. The light was brighter than anything ever seen, followed by a wave of heat that incinerated everything near the hypocenter. Human shadows were burned into stone, people vanished in an instant. The blast wave flattened buildings, tossed vehicles, and shattered windows for miles. Hiroshima, a city of over 300,000, was crushed in seconds. Fires raged, fed by winds rushing back toward the explosion's center. 3 days later, Nagasaki was bombed. This time the bomb was called Fat Man. Cloudy weather caused it to detonate over the Urakami Valley, sparing some areas but devastating others. For those in the valley, the result was the same: a blinding flash, searing heat, and a destructive shockwave. Two cities, 3 days apart, introduced the world to the atomic age. The devastation was immediate and total. Survivors faced a new, terrifying reality. The world had changed forever in the span of a few minutes. The atomic bombings marked a turning point in human history. The sun had fallen, twice. The consequences would echo for generations. The atomic age had begun, and nothing would ever be the same. The world now knew the power of the bomb. The aftermath was a nightmare. Hiroshima and Nagasaki reduced to smoldering plains of rubble and ash. Only a few concrete skeletons stood amid the devastation. Survivors, burned and injured, wandered in shock, desperate for water. Rivers became graveyards, filled with debris and bodies. The medical system was destroyed. Most doctors and nurses were dead or wounded. Hospitals were rubble, and the few survivors could offer little help. Thousands died from burns, injuries, and shock. Then came the black rain, radioactive, sticky, and deadly. It poisoned survivors, the ground, and the water. Desperate, people drank the contaminated water, sealing their fate. The black rain ensured the bomb's poison lingered long after the fires died. The devastation was total, physical, environmental, and psychological. The world had never seen destruction on this scale. The survivors faced a new, invisible threat. The city had been turned to dust, and the nightmare was only beginning. One of the most haunting legacies are the Hiroshima shadows, permanent outlines of people and objects etched by the bomb's thermal radiation. When the bomb detonated, intense heat bleached surfaces, leaving dark silhouettes where people or objects blocked the blast. The most famous is the human shadow of death, a person vaporized on the bank steps, their outline forever imprinted on stone. Shadows of ladders, bicycles, and valves captured ordinary moments frozen in time. These shadows are silent witnesses to lives erased in an instant. Many have faded, but some are preserved in museums as stark reminders. They are more than scientific phenomena. They are symbols of fragility and loss. The shadows force us to confront the human cost of the bomb. They are the ghosts of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, telling their story without words. In their silence, they speak volumes. They remind us of the lives lost in a single flash. For survivors, the hibakusha, the bombing was just the beginning. Many developed mysterious illnesses, hair loss, fever, purple spots, radiation sickness, an invisible killer. Disfiguring burns and keloid scars marked their bodies. Social stigma marked their lives. Many faced discrimination, unable to find work or marry due to fear of contagion. The risk of cancer haunted them and their children for decades. Every illness brought fear that the radiation's effects had finally arrived. Despite this, hibakusha became powerful advocates for peace. They shared their stories, not for revenge, but to prevent future nuclear tragedy. Their message, no more Hiroshimas, no more Nagasaki's. They turned personal pain into a plea for a peaceful future. Their resilience became a legacy of hope. Amid tragedy, some stories defy belief, like the II Hibakusha, or double survivors. Around 165 people survived both Hiroshima and Nagasaki's bombings. The most famous, Tsutomu Yamaguchi, was in Hiroshima on business, injured in the blast, then returned home to Nagasaki. On August 9th, as he described Hiroshima's destruction to his boss, the second bomb detonated. He survived again, just 2 miles from the hypocenter. Double survivors were in the wrong place twice, highlighting the chaos and displacement of war. Yamaguchi lived to 93, becoming a vocal opponent of nuclear weapons. His story is a testament to human endurance and the randomness of fate. The double survivors remind us of the scale of suffering and resilience caused by war. Their lives became a warning and a call for peace. Even in unimaginable horror, the human spirit endures. Their stories are a powerful legacy. After the bombings, experts predicted Hiroshima and Nagasaki would be lifeless for decades. Yet life returned sooner than anyone expected. A scientist found ants thriving at the hypocenter, life persisting in the most radioactive place on Earth. Soon, weeds and wildflowers pushed through the rubble. The oleander became Hiroshima's city flower, a symbol of resilience. Charred trees sprouted new leaves. Hibaku Jumoku, or survivor trees, still stand today. The people, too, began to rebuild, clearing rubble and constructing new homes. They chose not to abandon their cities, but to transform them into cities of peace. The rapid return of life defied predictions. Nature and humanity proved remarkably resilient. The rebirth of Hiroshima and Nagasaki became a testament to hope. Even after utter devastation, life endures. The cities rose from ashes, stronger and more determined. Hiroshima and Nagasaki's legacy is one of suffering, but also of peace. Over 200,000 lives were lost, and countless more scarred. The bombings introduced the world to nuclear warfare's horror. Yet, from the ashes, the cities became symbols of peace and remembrance. The Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park draws visitors from around the world, urging reflection and commitment to never again. Hibakusha advocacy has fueled the global movement for nuclear disarmament. Their testimonies put a human face on nuclear war's abstract terror. Today, thousands of nuclear weapons still exist, many far more powerful than those dropped on Japan. The story of Hiroshima and Nagasaki is a warning for our future. It is a call to work for a world free from nuclear threat. Their legacy is a solemn responsibility for us all. We've journeyed through a painful chapter of our shared past. From warning leaflets to the devastation of two cities, these stories still echo today. The Hibakusha's resilience and advocacy transformed tragedy into a global call for peace. The double survivors, the ant queen, and the blooming flowers remind us of hope and endurance. The legacy of Hiroshima and Nagasaki belongs to all humanity. It forces us to ask urgent questions about war, peace, and the weapons we create. The lessons of 1945 must not be forgotten. By learning and remembering, we honor the victims and build a better future. We all share the responsibility to listen, learn, and remember. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Subscribe for more stories that shape our world.